see animals in their natural surroundings, you must be alert and keep your eyes open.
While we're out here on the reserve, there's a few rules. Rule number 1, the roads there are not paved, it's going to be bumpy, so we ask to stay seated at all times, even if I am stopped. Rule number 2, keep those hands and arms inside the truck at all times. Out of the plant life here has long, sharp thorns. They will poke you. It will hurt. It will not be magical. Rule number 3, no loud noises. This includes whistling, kissing noises, screaming, "Hey, giraffe, come over here!" None of that. The animals do not like it. If anything, it is just going to make them go farther away. Alright, we're going to start our safari here in the Little Iron Forest. Forest is a key word here. There are a lot of trees. The animals are well camouflaged and quite shy, so keep your eyes in on those trees and bushes. Now look straight ahead of us here on the left side. You're going to see some tall tannish brown antelope there. Those are greater kudu. They are the tallest antelope in the forest. They can be about 55 inches tall. Shoulder. That's not counting their necks or their heads. Coming out there on the right, you're going to see that okapi. Now I know it looks like they're wearing zebra pants, but they are not related to the zebra at all. They're actually the only known relative of the giraffe. Now, they were not known to Western civilization until about 1901. Natives knew about them. Westerners thought they were just making them up, talking about zebras. They have the same basic skull structure as a giraffe, as well as that long prehensile tongue. If you ever have the opportunity to pet one, highly recommend it. They are quite soft. Their coats feel almost like velvet. And another one of those greater kudus on the right there. Now those kudus, the males have horns, the females, they do not. Now, if you look straight ahead of us up on the top of the hill up there, there's a black rhino up there. Let's see if we can get a better look around the corner here. Now the black rhino is the smallest rhino on the reserve. They only get to be about 3,000 pounds. The black rhino lives a mostly solitary life, but they will occasionally congregate together at night. They have no natural predators. The only thing in the whole world they have to worry about is people. Sadly, there are less than 5,000 black rhinos left in the whole world. They have been poached to near extinction just for their horns, and they're only made of keratin. It's the same thing as our hair and nails. On the right, those are bongos. Bongos are also known as the ghost of the forest due to the fact that they are rarely seen. You see their horns angled to the back like that actually helps them to get through that thick underbrush without getting stuck. Good look at that black rhino there. Now both male and female bongos, they do have horns. Also coming over here on the left, you're going to see some tall black and white birds. They are saddle-billed stork. They get to be about 5 feet tall. They have a wingspan of 9 feet. They will mate for life, and the only way you can tell a male from a female is by the color of their eyes. That is brown for the males, yellow for the females. Alright, well, we're going to leave the forest. We're going to head on over to the Safi River. Now, most of the animals that are here, they like to hang out in and around the water. So that is where you are going to want to keep your eyes. Now, Nile hippos will spend most of their day inside of the water. It helps to protect their sensitive skin from the sun. They can even sleep under the water if they want to. They'll hold their breath for about 8 minutes. When they need to take a breath, they'll just float to the top, take their breath, then they sink back down to the bottom. It's basically just rolling over in your sleep for you and me. These white and gray birds on the island there, those are pink-backed pelicans. And there's a hippo right there. Let's see if she comes back up. Herd hippo is also known as a bloat. They do not swim. They just walk and hop on the bottom of the riverbed. Hippos do look incredibly cute and cuddly, but they're actually one of the most territorial animals in the entire world. So usually if you see hippos, you're not going to see too many other animals hanging around. Oh, there she goes. Hippos, they get to be over 5,000 pounds. They can open their mouths 180 degrees. It exposes their 18-inch long incisors. Now those pink-backed pelicans, they don't really look pink now, but during mating season, the feathers on their backs, they will change colors. A group of pelicans is also known as a pod. They're one of the oldest known bird species. There's a couple more hippos coming on if you look back through there.
Wow.
Hippopotamus translates to water horse. They're not actually related to horses. They're most closely related to whales. Alright, we're going to start making our way over to the savannah. The savannah is going to be a little more open than the forest. There'll be a lot less trees, a lot more grass. Should see some more animals hanging out in the... Oh. Now coming up ahead of us here as we come around this next turn, look on the right side of the truck, you're going to see a baobab tree. They are oftentimes referred to as the upside down tree due to the fact that it looks like the roots aren't growing out at the top. But they only have leaves for 3 months out of the year. They can store thousands of gallons of water inside their trunks. That's where they get their other nickname, the Tree of Life. During the dry season, elephants will go up to the baobab trees, they'll stab their tusks in there, they try to get that water out. Alright, well, we're going to head on into the savannah. When we come around this corner here, you're going to get a wonderful view of it. In the savannah, you may find many of your favorite animals, such as giraffe, elephants, and lions. Now, I see some animals. Let's go get us a closer look. Now, right here at the bottom of the hill on the right side, it looks like there are some Hartman's Mountain zebra. Now, they are black with white stripes. We can tell by the color of their muzzles. Zebras will oftentimes merge their herds in with other slower animals' herds. That way, if a predator comes around, they can outrun them all. A herd of zebras, also known as a dazzle. There's a baby giraffe over there on the right. Look at how cute he is. We'll get over there and get a closer look at him. He's about 3 months old. He's already well over 7 feet tall.
Wow.
Giraffe are the tallest land animals. Are about 6 feet tall when they're born. They're about 18 to 20 feet tall when fully grown. And a herd of giraffe, also known as a tower. Giraffe have the same number of vertebrae in their necks as people. Theirs are just a little bit larger and a little more spaced apart. They are also ball and socket joints. That's kind of like our shoulders. Lets the giraffe turn their heads almost all the way to the back. There's some African wild dogs on the left there. They're also known as painted dogs due to their coats. They're some of the most successful hunters on the savannah. They catch their prey about 90% of the time. They are not related to domesticated dogs, wolves, or hyenas. They're a completely different member of the canid family. And unlike dogs and wolves, they only have 4 toes on each foot. Helps take a longer stride when they're running. They can actually run a 5K in under 5 minutes. Also coming up here on the left, you're going to see some dark brown antelope. They are sable antelope. Sable antelope are quite unique in the fact that they will stand their ground against predators and not back down. If you look at their horns, you see how they angle to the back? It's actually helping to get lions off their backs. Speaking of horns, coming up here on the left, you're going to see some animals with some pretty large ones. Those are Ankole cattle. Those horns get to be about 6 feet long, and I know they look heavy, but they are actually quite light. They are honeycomb shaped on the inside. It lets blood flow through them. Helps keep the animals cool. Those horns, they only actually weigh about 5 pounds each. Both males and females do have them. Now as we're driving around, we're going to see these smokestack shaped formations all around. They are termite mounds. The termites make those out of dirt, dung, saliva. They bake out in the sun. They get as hard as cement. Many of the animals on the savannah will use them like scratching posts. Some will hop up on top to keep an eye out for predators. Now it looks like there are quite a few giraffe on both sides of the truck coming up here. A giraffe, they will spend 16 to 20 hours every day eating. Only about 30 minutes sleeping. Now they don't spend those 30 minutes together either. They will split it up throughout the day. Now when they eat, they use their long prehensile tongues. They use them to wrap around the tree branches and strip the leaves off. Their tongues are long enough. They could lick their own eyeballs if they wanted to. Now this girl that's over here nursing, she's about 11 months old now. Giraffe have a very interesting start to their life. It begins with a 6-foot drop straight to the ground. They can walk in the first 15 minutes of their lives. They can run in the first hour. There are 9 species of giraffe in the world. All the giraffe on the reserve are Maasai giraffe. You can tell the Maasai giraffe because they have the rigid edge spots. The small antelope up here on the right, those are springbuck. They only get to be 3 feet tall, but they can jump 6 feet high, 13 feet in length, and they run at speeds up to 55 miles per hour. Helps them stay away from predators. It makes them the 3rd fastest land animal. There's that cute little baby 3-month-old giraffe over there. The horns on top of the giraffe's head, those are ossicones. They are soft when the giraffe are born. They harden up over time. Oh, he's so cute. Alrighty, well, it looks like we are going to be heading on into elephant territory. I can tell it's elephant territory because I see some trees pushed over. Those elephants, they can be a little bit rambunctious when they play, and oftentimes they just push trees over for fun. Or if they want to get to the leaves at the top of a tree. I see the giraffe on the right there really quick again as well.
You like the giraffe story?
Now there's another pretty good sign that you are entering into elephant territory, and that is, well, there are some elephants. Coming up on the right, those are African elephants. We can tell they are African elephants because they have those large ears. You may see them waving their ears. They're not just saying hello. It's one way they keep themselves cool. There's a lot of blood vessels and arteries behind their ears. They wave them, moves the air around, cools around pretty quickly. On the left, those are mandrills, the largest species of monkey in Africa. Very distinguishable by their red and blue faces. The male mandrills get to be about 100 pounds. Females, they only get to be about 35 pounds. And Rafiki, it translates to family. There's a baby right there. Alright, let's go see if we can get a close look at these elephants. It doesn't look like we're going to go that way. Let's see if we can see the elephants. There they are.
Whoa.
Elephants, they can eat about 300 pounds of food every day. They could drink about 40 gallons of water every day. They can hold about 5 gallons of water inside their trunks. Now they have thousands of muscles in their trunks. They are so precise with them, they could pick a dime up off the ground. They actually have more muscles inside their trunks than we have in our whole body. Alright, it looks like we're going to be heading through some red clay pits. You may see some elephant footprints as well as tusk marks. The elephants will actually eat the clay. It supplements their diets with vitamins and minerals that they need. And another elephant right there on the left. Elephants can get to be over 13,000 pounds. They are about 300 pounds when they're born. Their mothers are pregnant for 22 months. They live in matriarchal herds. The males get to the age around 13, they will leave. They go out on their own. Oftentimes they will form smaller bachelor herds. Looks like that is the big dominant male. There's two juvenile males over there as well. Let's see, they're probably going to do some fighting, sparring over there. Elephants, they have been poached to near extinction. Both of their ivory tusks as well as human encroachment on their habitats. The elephants, they would trample farmers' crops. It cost them months of income. Scientists did some research. They found out elephants are actually quite scared of bees. So farmers, they started putting bees nest up on their fence lines, kept the elephants away, gave the farmers a second form of income, selling the honeycomb. You might see an elephant throw dirt up on their back. It's known as a dust bath. One way they will protect their sensitive skin from the sun. Also helps to keep the insects away.
Oh no, that's just going it's just the dead branches. Or is it?
You see a few more baobab trees too. They grow a citrus-like fruit. Many of the locals will turn into a drink similar to lemonade. And they can live to be well over 2,000 years old.
Upside down.
Let's see that elephant back there on the left again as well. Also coming up here on the left, you're going to see some greater flamingo. They are the tallest species of flamingo and the lightest shade of pink. They get that pink coloring from the beta carotene and the brine shrimp they eat. Take a real close look at that island they're hanging out on. You'll notice there's a hidden Mickey. Flamingos will oftentimes stand on one leg. Not only is it a great way to take a break, it's also one way they will regulate their body temperatures. A flock of flamingos, also known as a flamboyance. Now, there's some mud wallows up ahead here. Usually a good place to find some animals. They like to roll around in the mud. Helps keep cool. Helps keep the insects away. Also acts like a natural sunscreen. I don't think anybody needs any help staying cool today, but we'll see what we can find. Oh, it's a baby rhino. There's some white rhino coming up on the left here. This little guy, he actually just had his first birthday last week. The white rhino are the largest rhinos on the reserve. They get to be about 5,000 pounds. Look really close at the white rhino. You're going to notice something about them. They don't look white. They get their name from the Afrikaans word vite. It means wide. That's due to their wide mouths. Now they have the wide mouths that graze the grasslands. The black rhinos have more of a pointed snout with a prehensile top lip. Lets them eat out of the bushes and the thickets where they find their food. The white rhinos also travel in larger herds, whereas the black rhinos usually hang out a little more solo. All rhinos have pretty poor vision. They can only see about 10 feet in front of them. Everything else just a big blur. A herd of rhinos, also known as a crash, has a little bit to do with the poor eyesight. They get to running around. They can't really see where they're going. They sometimes just crash into one another. They do have really good hearing, though. If you watch their ears, they turn in all directions. Helps keep track of what's going on around them. Those are water buck on the right there. As we come around this turn here, look on the left. We're going to see if we can find us some cheetahs. They blend in pretty well with the vegetation. It makes them a little difficult to spot at times. Now there's one. She's right behind the fence right there. There she is. A couple. Cheetahs are the fastest land animals. They're capable of reaching speeds up to 70 miles per hour. They're one of the few cats whose claws are always out to help them to keep traction while they're running. They'll also use their tails like a rudder on a boat or a plane to change directions when they're running. They're one of the few large cats that will do all their hunting during the day. Cheetahs do not roar. They do, however, purr quite loudly. Another one coming out right there on the very back, too. Now, it looks like there's some Kobe rock formations coming up ahead here. These form naturally. It's a place where large predators, they typically will hang out, and there's one right there. Let's see if we can catch him on the other side. The Swahili word for lion, Simba. It sounds like he might roar.
Jackson, look up, look up.
He's going to roar, so I'm not going to talk. Some more on the left there. So the Swahili word for lion is Simba. They spend about 16 to 20 hours every day just lying around, sleeping and relaxing. They will do their hunting at night. The females will do the hunting. The males will stay back and guard the pride. They do catch most of their prey by stalk and catch. They can reach speeds running up to 35 miles an hour if they need to. Don't worry, this truck does 80. During the day, a lion sees about the same as humans. At night, their vision is about 6 times better. There's a bumpy on the right there. Lions have a sandpaper-like tongue. They can actually lick meat off the bone. They roar to mark their territories. Their roars can be heard up to 5 miles away. They are nocturnal, so they're usually up and more active at nighttime. There's that male right there.
Turn your head this way, buddy.
Oh, coming up to the left, I see my favorite animal on the reserve. It is the warthogs. They are the largest burrowing mammals. They will use their razor-sharp tusks to dig their burrows, and then will back themselves in and keep their tusks exposed. It keeps the predators away. When they run their tails, they stick straight up in the air, just like Pumbaa. Pumbaa, it's Swahili. It's not Swahili for warthog. It actually means silly or foolish. And it doesn't really apply to warthogs. They're actually quite intelligent. Smarter than most domesticated dogs. We're going to see that Bonsbach on the right. Looks like there's those white rhino are coming out over there again as well. Also some ostrich eggs on the ground here.
Oh, wow.
Ostrich eggs are the largest eggs in the world. They weigh about 3 pounds each. It would take 24 chicken eggs to equal 1 ostrich egg. And they are strong enough that if you, me, or an ostrich were to stand on top, they would not break. Look at those cute little warthogs on the left there. The ostrich all work together like a community, and they'll help to keep each other's eggs safe. Looks like there's a warden station coming up here. The wardens, they work on the reserve. They'll help keep the animals protected and safe. Now, if you remember me telling you about the beehive fences that the farmers built to keep the elephants away, if you look up here on the left, you'll actually see what one looks like. It's right there. There's also some Nigerian dwarf goats there too. They're typically raised for their milk. Preferred over larger livestock for their small size. They require less land and food to raise. They're pretty cute too. Now they are fully grown. That's as big as they're going to get. Friends, it does look like we are coming to the end of our safari. I'd like to thank all of you for coming. I know we talked about extinction today, and as we all know, extinction it is forever. So we all have to do our part to make sure these animals are going to be around for generations to come. Now there are many ways we can do this. Some of the simplest, just make sure to recycle all of your batteries and old electronics. You can also build bird feeders or bad boxes in your backyard, or donate to a conservation fund. Disney's Conservation Fund will match dollar for dollar everything donated. But if you have a conservation fund closer to your heart, donate to that one. They all help. They all do good. Now, if you're looking to see some more animals, head on over to Gorilla Falls. There you can get another look at the okapi. Maybe see some hippos under the water. There's also some animals that are not on the safari, like gorillas, meerkats, and naked mole rats. Head on over to Asia, check out the Maharaja Jungle Trek. There you find animals like tigers, cranes, Komodo dragons, and flying foxes. There's one other walking trail as well. It's right over by the Africa Bridge there. It takes you in and around the Tree of Life. There you find animals like porcupines, tortoises, and another saddle-billed stork. Jambo wood. You'll also get a great look at that Tree of Life. There's over 300 animals carved into that tree. If you can think of an animal, there is a good chance it is carved in there somewhere. You can also hop on the Wildlife Express train, head over to Rafiki's Planet Watch. Quite a few things you can do over there. They have the conservation station. You can learn some more about conservation. The affection section, you can pet some domesticated animals like sheep, goats, pigs. There's also a vet clinic over there with a window you can look in. If they're doing any procedures on the animals, you can actually look in and watch them do it. You never know what they're going to be doing though. They could be trimming a bird's toenails. They could be cleaning a tiger's teeth. You may look in there and see nobody at all. There's also an animation experience. You can do some drawing with some animators, learn how to draw some of your favorite Disney characters. That's about a 30-minute experience. Randomly shows a character. You can take that drawing home with you. Now I'm going to drop you guys off right here, right at the same dock I picked you up at. So we say cooperating is to go well. So cooperate, my friends, go well, go wild, go out there and make a difference. Those animals, they could use all the help they could get.